Alright, welcome. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another video. Today's video is going to be covering the weekly market outlook for the week of October 28th, I believe, till November 1st. And let's get right into the charts here. So I already started on my weekly analysis, and I kind of want to just bring you guys along with the little how I break down the markets for the weekly outlook. So for the Dixie here, okay, I am not too sure why we just stopped recording. Can you guys see my? Well, okay, I don't know why my camera just froze, but okay, it's fine. Let's ignore the camera. So for the Dixie here, I am I am anticipating higher prices. So based on how we closed on this weekly time frame, right? This weekly candle, it appears that we created a weekly fair value gap, and we created a bullish weekly candle. So this upcoming week here, I am anticipating for us to open right on Sunday evening. Open up. I want to see us open, some manipulate during the initial week, and then quite possibly take out previous week's high, and something like that. So I want to be a buyer below the weekly market open, which is why, which is basically the entirety of my trading style is power of three. So I want to see prices take out previous week's high, and judging on how we created this weekly fair value gap here, I'm going to go into this next week treating this as a breakaway gap, because I don't want to see prices open, trade all the way back inside this weekly fair value gap, and then take out previous week's high. I want to see prices, like I said, create the open, wick into some sort of lower time frame PDA right here, and then take out previous week's high. After we take out previous week's high, then we could retrace back into here or something like that. But that is basically what I do have in mind for this week. So previous week's high is the draw. I don't want to see us take out previous week's low, and I'm going into this week treating that weekly fair value gap as a breakaway gap. And the other note that I do want to bring you guys attention is we are closing on the monthly candle here on Friday, or actually Thursday during Thursday's close. So that means this monthly candle here is not going to print anymore. So it's going to be no more movement. So think about what ICT taught us with TGIF, right? ICT taught us if we have had a expansion week, such as last week, right? TGIF is basically a setup to where prices will retrace back inside. Not always, right? Not always, but tends to retrace back inside the weekly range. So we created the high during Sunday's trading. So we created we created the low during Sunday's trading, and then we created the high during Wednesday. And notice where we closed. We closed within this blue shaded area right here, or not shaded area, but I'll make this box blue. So this right here is the TGIF retracement level. So 0.2 to 0.3 retracement of this swing low to this swing high, which is basically the weekly low and the weekly high. If we apply that concept, TGIF, right? I can't really explain it in this video. If you guys want, you guys can check out my other videos explaining what TGIF is. But basically, it's a power of three concept. And for me, I do want to see us. So let's say we take out previous week's high, during Mondays, Tuesday, or Wednesdays trading, right? What I can anticipate on Thursday or Wednesday is a retracement back into this 0.2 to 0.3 of this price range. Why should we do that? It is in accordance with the monthly power of 3. We created the open, we traded lower, and then we just expanded higher on the monthly candle. What do we do based off of what ICT says is after an expansion candle, right? Once we create that body of the candle or that wick, we're going to usually tend to get some sort of retracement back into the little price range here, like I said. And this is, I mean, it's not clear cut. You need to see price action that suggests the idea of TGIF. But like I said, that's just another how would you put this? That's just something that I do want to draw to your attention. And yeah, so don't expect or don't, oh no, the market's reversing on dollar if we have some sort of deeper retracement back inside the range of the monthly candle. And so that's my weekly objective and weekly outlook on the Dixie. Bullish weekly objective. I want to see us take out previous week's high, and if we do get some sort of retracement back inside the monthly range, let's say we created the monthly high already, that means we are probably going to get some sort of retracement back into the 0.2 to 0.3 of the price range on the dollar this week. And going into NQ. So on NQ, I am not entirely too sure what I really want to declare here on NQ, to be honest, because the dollar has been, here, let me show you guys a side-by-side comparison. The dollar has been trading, basically, we've been shooting up higher for the past month, almost. So we've been trading up higher, right? What has NQ been doing? Trading higher. We're not trading lower. So NQ, or all of the indices, right, should be moving inversely to the dollar. So if the dollar is trading higher, NQ, ES, YM should be trading lower. That is not the case here, which is why I'm not too sure this week, right? So last week I was the same thing. I wasn't too sure what we were going to do last week as well. So this week I would have liked to stick with my gut feeling and say that I wouldn't have a bias coming into this week. Like, I really, really don't want to force a bias because it's not clear cut to me. That doesn't mean that I won't take any trades though, because that's just simply the weekly time frame. So let me just note that out. No weekly bias or objective on NQ. I would elect to trade intraday models. So con ít rồi. So what do you're probably thinking to your head. You're probably thinking, what does he mean by trading intraday models? So if you don't have a weekly bias, how can you trade intraday models? Well, every time frame has an objective, right? Sometimes, even if we're technically trading higher on the higher time frame, so let's say the previous month, right, I was bullish, but does that mean would that stop me from taking any shorts on the lower time frame? Absolutely not, because every time frame has their own objective. But high quality trades tends to have time frame alignment, but that's for another video. what I'm trying to tell you guys here is that even if we don't have a clear objective on the weekly time frame, on the daily time frame, right? So let's bring it back to, let's just say this candle. This candle right here, down close candle, right? We close below the previous daily low, or this previous daily candle. What can we anticipate for, so today, so this candle is Tuesday's trading, right? What can we anticipate at least for Wednesday's candle to create? We can anticipate Wednesday's candle to be a open, wick into some, manipulate into some sort of 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour, some sort of lower time frame that's relative to the daily time frame, right? You don't want to go from daily to 1 minute. You want to go from daily to 4 hour, 6 hour. That's relative to the daily time frame. So I want to see us wick into some sort of lower time frame PD array, and minimum low hanging fruit is to take out Tuesday's low of day. After we take out Tuesday's low of day, then I don't care what we're going to do. Are we going to continue lower, or will we just continue to completely reverse? That I don't care. What I do care about is Tuesday's low getting taken. That's intraday model. That's an intraday bias. Like, notice how, like, there are certain times where this wouldn't, like, you can't really apply that way of thinking, but it's higher confluence whenever there's some sort of lower time frame PD array that suggests the idea of bearish price action on Wednesday, because like I said, this is Tuesday's trading, right? The very next candle, you can at least anticipate for the very next candle to create the open, wick into some sort of lower time frame PD array, take out Tuesday's low of day. After we take out Tuesday's low of day, what are you going to do? Wait. You don't want to force anything. Your objective has been taken already. Unless you can see that the weekly is clearly suggesting continuation for lower price action, you don't want to force anything. So there's no need for you to do anything here. And you can apply this way of thinking to every single time frame, which is why models present itself every single day. But what prevents you from taking every single model is having a rule, a rule, or not just a rule, but multiple rules that you set for yourself that prevents you from taking any low quality trades. And like, that's for another video, but that's basically what I would suggest here is weekly time frame. I really don't know, because like there's not much displacement for either side here, actually, from the bearish or the bullish. So there's not much displacement for both sides, so I can't really select a side here. All I'm going to do is stick to my gut, trade the intraday models. If there's no model that presents itself, guess what do? Nothing. You watch patiently. And yeah. So NQ, not really, I don't have a bullish bias. We are coming to a close here on the monthly candle as well. So I mean, we could probably, for what I know, we could just consolidate within this range here. But we do have NFP week coming up, so that will probably most likely bring in some volatility into the markets. But unless it's clear what Prices wants to do, I'm not going to push any buttons this upcoming week. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so NQ, not really a bias. Let's put that into writing here. So now, no weekly bias or objective on NQ. I would like to trade intraday models. One key thing to pay attention to is we are coming to a close on Alright, monthly TGIF. No displacement for either side of the markets. Further pushes the idea for a no bias week. Okay, so NQ, like I said, no bias. Let's go into ES. So ES, we are actually a little bit, we're relatively stronger here on ES compared to NQ, simply because we did create a weekly fair value gap, which NQ did not. That's something that's kind of like, okay, like let me pay attention to that. But yeah, this upcoming week here on ES, let me see. So we've already traded into the equilibrium of this price range. I would watch to see how we trade here at this weekly fair value gap. If we can get a bullish daily candle after trading inside this weekly fair value gap, and we get a bullish daily candle, then I would trade intraday models and seek higher prices. But yeah, because like it's really hard to really want to seek for higher prices, because like I said, Dixie is trading higher, which really does not support the idea of does not really support the idea of higher prices on the indices, which is why I'm like really hesitant on really trying to call for high prices on the indices. But yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. No weekly bias on NQ. I like to trade intraday models on. So same idea here on ES as NQ. No weekly bias on ES. I like to trade intraday models. Pay attention to the weekly, or pay attention to how we trade at the weekly BISI. Will we respect it on the daily time frame, or will we disrespect it? So that's something that you want to draw your attention to. And this Monday's price action, at least. So let me give you guys a little breakdown of what it means to have no bias on the weekly time frame but still trade intraday models. Right. So notice how this, okay, pay attention to how this monthly candle is right now, right? This monthly candle, it not much strength, doesn't really suggest as a side here. I feel like you would want to wait for more structure on the daily time frame for you to really select a side here on this monthly candle after it closes. But okay, so like I said, so if you have no bias here on the monthly time frame, right, and no bias on the weekly time frame, you want to go into the daily time frame. And this is where how fractal prices could be. This is how, yeah, I know I'm coming. So I know. So based on this daily candle, right, we can anticipate for Monday's price action to take out Friday's low of day. Can you kind of see that? This candle that we created on the Friday suggests the idea of lower prices. So you want to see Monday do something like, we open, trade up a little bit, maybe manipulate, take out Monday's trading. After we take out previous Friday's low, daily low. Then after we take out that low, then we could completely reverse, or we can have a continuation lower. All you want is that piece, that small piece though, that you have conviction in Monday's trading, that Monday's trading is going to take out Friday's low of day. That's your objective, at least, or mine objective. I mean, we don't have to have the same objective here, but my objective here on Monday would be to take out Friday's low of day, which is why I'm going to put a little plus sign next to previous day low. Previous day low, draw of liquidity, is the draw of liquidity for Monday's price action. So I'm gonna make that a note as well. Mondays, I am anticipating for Monday to take out previous day low. After we take out previous day low, I would stick to session. I would wait for more structure. So basically structure, whenever I'm saying structure, that just means more time. I want more time to pass for more candles to be created until I can come up with another objective or narrative. So my narrative, objective, whatever you want to call it, for Monday is to take out previous day low. And yeah, that's basically it for my weekly market analysis. Sometimes, majority of the times, I will have an objective on the weekly time frame, at least for you guys, but my gut instinct is telling me that that you should and I should just wait for more structure and just trade intraday models. And I'm going to be honest with myself, that's what I would do too. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully you guys gain some knowledge from it. Maybe you guys didn't. I don't really care. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.